Can you imagine in 2016 in the United States of America, a political party would go overseas and hire a former foreign intelligence asset and pay them illegally through campaign-funded finance dollars to come up with a hit job in the media about their political opponent? Take it one step further. What if that same party, after paying for it, went to the FBI, had the FBI lie to a federal court just to illegally surveil their political opponent for the presidency of the United States? And then after he was elected anyway, they continued the unlawful surveillance warrants with the funding from the Hillary and DNC campaign. I mean, that is like it's not even fiction. It doesn't exist in any sci-fi writer's mind that you can have that reality occur in the United States of America. But that was Russiagate. And the reason it was Russia is because they went specifically to Steele and said, we know you're a Russian expert, whatever that means, and we know you can get us intel and tie it to Donald Trump. So it was an easy sell for them.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Mansplaining Mike with the Mansplaining Mike Show, where wokeness comes to die. And today we have some breaking news about another plane crash, guys. This is about 5 of them just this month. It's insane, guys. The Biden regime had power for 4 years, and now the sky is falling. Literally. I mean, you can't make this shit up, guys. Let's get into it and see what we think. Man, it's stranger than fiction. So this is about a plane that, well, I guess it wasn't a crash. I misdescribed it, I guess. But it just caught on fire. So let's take a look at this plane just randomly catching on fire. See what we think. This was in Houston, by the way.
News out of Houston, Texas, after a United airplane caught fire at Bush's airport right there. It did have to be evacuated. So far, no reports of any injuries, but I did want to share some video that's coming into our studio. Take a listen.
Oh, it's on fire! Oh my God. Please get us on. It's on fire. This is jet.
All right, so that was some video right there that we did want to share with you from our Fox 26 Houston. Meanwhile, you are taking a live look at Houston, Texas right now. I did want to share some more information about the flight from Houston to New York that did have to be.
Isn't that crazy? Planes falling apart, planes falling out of the sky, literally. One plane didn't even look like a plane. It looked like a missile struck. It's like the Democrats got us into World War III, and we didn't even notice it. Well, I can't say we didn't notice it. I was talking about it an awful lot. And so were a lot of my friends, especially on like Facebook and X and places like that, Getter. I mean, people been talking about it, but let's keep going, guys. Let's see how the sky is falling today.
Evacuated after it caught fire during takeoff. That's according to the FAA. And the very latest is that the FAA says the crew of United Airlines Flight 1382 had to stop their takeoff from George Bush Intercontinental Airport because of a reported engine issue. That happened at around 8:35 a.m. local time this morning. We shared video acquired by...
That reported engine failure or issue could have been because of DEI hires not giving the plane proper maintenance, not keeping it on a proper repair schedule, not checking it out properly. These aren't the type of problems we expect to happen when we take flights. Not in this country. This is America. We're supposed to be the greatest. We can't even keep our skies up. I mean, it's pretty crazy, guys. They're falling all over the place.
Fox 26 Houston with you, showing that the wing of the plane caught on fire. And in that video, you heard a flight attendant asking for passengers to stay in their seats. One of those passengers pushing back, saying it's on fire. Now, some passengers did have to use the emergency slide to get off the plane. That's according to the Houston Fire Department. No injuries were reported, and the FAA currently investigating.
What kind of training do you think that is? Telling somebody, hey, stay in your seat and burn. That doesn't sound like that was really great training, guys. I don't know. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you think it was a great idea for that guy to jump out of his seat instead of burning to death. I think I would have done that too. I wouldn't stay there and burn.
The situation. I also wanted to share this with you. This is a statement from the spokesperson of the FAA on this incident, saying, quote, the crew of United Airlines Flight 1382 safely aborted its takeoff from the George Bush Intercontinental Houston Airport in Texas due to a reported engine issue at around 8:35 a.m. local.
I guess if they mean everybody didn't die, but there was a guy getting burned to death on the plane, and they told him to stay in his seat. I don't know how they averted a disaster. Somebody burned up a little bit anyway.
Passengers deplaned on the runway and were bused to the terminal. The Airbus A319 was flying to LaGuardia Airport in New York. The FAA will investigate, contact the airline for additional information. So some breaking news coming into our live now from Fox Studios right here as we are taking a live look of Houston, Texas, after a United plane caught fire at the airport. One of the wings apparently caught fire. Everyone on board evacuated and no reported injuries at this time. Any new information, we of course will bring that to you right here on Live Now from Fox.
Well, guys, I mean, I hate to say it, but our country seems to be falling apart. Joe Biden really put us in a weak position and probably had a whole lot to do with those DEI hires. I mean, plane engines catching fire, that's not something we should look at as normal. Like, that's not something that happens every day, and thank God that it doesn't. But it's been happening every day for the last few days, that's for sure. Sometimes twice a day. I mean, what did Joe Biden really do to this country? The Democrats really ruined it. I mean, it's obviously got a lot to do with the DEI hires. And it probably has a lot to do with other stuff too. And check this out. One of those reported plane crashes to me and to the person who was recording anyway looks like a missile. I'm not saying for sure that's what it is, but I mean, that's sure what it looks like to me. You guys can make that up for yourselves. Make your mind up for yourselves on that one. That to me, that didn't look like a plane. I mean, you can say whatever you want. Maybe I'm crazy. Call me crazy if you want to. Call it to me in the comments. Or I mean, say it to me in the comments. You think I'm crazy, let me know. If you think that looked like a plane, let me know. Or if you just want to discuss it further, like a grown man or grown woman, you can let me know that too. I'd like to. I think we should have more discussions about this type of stuff instead of just believing the government narrative. I mean, believing the government narrative, it doesn't really get us very far in life, does it? People believe the government narrative. They went and shot up that COVID vaccine 7 or 8 times, and it didn't do anything to protect them from COVID. And they admit it, but people still think that it's protecting them. They're just in love with shooting things up, I guess. I wouldn't be surprised if these are the same people who would become heroin addicts. Let's see what this one is about. It says, the first light this morning exposed the damage of an unimaginable tragedy in Philadelphia. Last night, a Learjet 55 crashed on Cottman Avenue in northeast Philadelphia. So this is the Metaplane. Let's take a look at what they got here for. See what they're talking about. Man, you can see that they had burn marks on the ground from where the plane was. It didn't leave a hole or anything. I think one of these things left a hole. And here's another plane just falling out of the sky. Literally, the sky is falling, guys. Take a look at this. That's crazy. That literally just fell out of the sky. Just, man, it was like it just completely lost power and failed. That thing was spinning and tumbling and turning. That wasn't normal, guys. This stuff doesn't usually happen. I remember growing up, people used to say that was the safest way to travel was on a plane. But we've seen 4 or 5 fall in just as many days. I mean, it's really getting ridiculous. They say the 29th might be a bad day to take planes. So let's take a look at this video. I'm going to try to restart it. Well, that is pretty wild. That seems like a bad date to be flying. I'll remember that. I won't ever take a plane on the 29th. Seems like a bad time in history to be taking planes. So this is another United Airlines flight carrying 245 passengers. They declared an emergency. It's not very clear what happened, but you can see a lot of passengers on the floor. This one was going to Lagos, and there were several people injured. This was United Airlines flight carrying 245 passengers. I mean, guys, it seems like it's getting to be a dangerous thing just to go flying. Here's air traffic controllers twice alerted the crew of a U.S. Army helicopter. So this is some of the radio chatter going on right before the accident in Washington, guys.
The workplace CRSA is 1,000 north of Beach Park, runway 3.
That has a trip inside request visual separation.
This separation group. S25, is CRJ in flight. S25, S1 is CRJ.
S5 has a aircraft inside request visual separation.
Separation 25, traffic just stopped the workplace CRSA is 1,000 north of Beach Park, runway 3.
That has a trip inside request visual separation.
This separation group. S25, is CRJ in flight. S25, S1 is CRJ.
S5 has a aircraft inside request visual separation.
Separation 25, traffic just stopped the workplace CRSA is 1,000 north of Beach Park, runway 3.
That has a trip inside request visual separation.
This separation group. S25, is CRJ in flight. S25, S1 is CRJ.
S5 has a aircraft inside request visual separation.
Separation 25, traffic just stopped the workplace CRSA is 1,000 north of Beach Park, runway.
Well, you can see they definitely warned them that there was a plane in the vicinity, and they just seemed to ignore it. I mean, it's pretty crazy, guys. All of this stuff is going on because of DEI hires. And it's not that we're not spending enough money or throwing enough money at the problem. We have a ton of wasteful spending. We could probably save a ton of money just by getting rid of this wasteful spending. It seems like the Department of Government Efficiency has been doing a good job of calling a lot of this stuff out. I have another video I'm going to do about this as well with more information. But this was mostly about those flights. But I mean, imagine if we didn't have this wasteful spending going on. Maybe we could get some stuff of substance done with the FAA and with a lot of other things like our border. But let's get into this, guys, and see what we think.
DOGE has only had an office in the White House for about a week now, and in that time, they have managed to identify over $1 billion of DEI-related government spending. $1 billion. They also found out that about $600 million per year has been spent on sushi from the Pentagon, as well as the Air Force spending $1,280 per paper coffee cup. And $230,000 per month was being spent by the IRS on Starbucks Cinnamon Roast K-Cups while everyone was working from home. DOGE also found out that payment approval officers at the Treasury were instructed to always approve payments, even if it's for known fraudulent or terrorist groups. They've literally never once denied a payment. And following the discovery of this information, the highest ranking Treasury official has resigned because he won't comply with a request by Doge for access to an audit where they've spent trillions of dollars per year. The shtick is over. The days of recklessly spending everyone's taxpayer dollars like it's nothing and there's just this big pile of money to pull from, it's over. It's over. Thank God it's over. And thank you to Elon Musk for doing this, because this could not be easy work.
Now, guys, I skimmed that same list. I didn't go through it thoroughly, and I can say everything she said except for one thing I was able to come across. That doesn't mean that it's not there. You guys can look for yourself. I'll show you where you can look. It's right here on X. You just go to this Department of Government Efficiency, and you'll be able to see the wasteful spending that was going on right here, guys. And then if you click on this and you go to their post, you can see them calling out a lot of what they're talking about. Like, they're letting you know what a lot of this wasteful spending was, guys. And I mean, it's a great thing. You can look at it. It's something to go and explore and see what's going on. I mean, it's just a ton of wasteful spending at the end of the day, guys. And they're doing a really great job of calling it out. You have to go through this a little bit more efficiently than I'm doing right now, of course. But you can see all the wasteful spending that lady was talking about. And you'll probably even be able to come across those $1,200 cups I couldn't find, guys. But that's not saying it's not there. Again, it's definitely probably there. I just didn't come across it. You guys should check it out for yourselves and see what you think. But next, we're going to take a look at what's going on with our border and how effectively Donald Trump has closed down our border in just his first 9 or 10 days. It's absolutely crazy, guys. Let's check out this lady talking about it. She seems to have done a pretty good job of breaking it down.
Of his presidency, he took the daily average, telling me that in Trump's first 9 days of his presidency, he took the daily average of border crossings from 2,087 to 126. What in the fuck was Biden doing? It took 9 days. 9 days. So our open borders were a complete choice. So then people need to ask themselves and start questioning, why does the Democratic Party want open borders? Because that's exactly what this is. Open borders. By the way, no other country has open borders. We can't be a country without borders. And I'm so convinced that most liberals have no actual idea what the difference is between legal immigration and illegal immigration, because all of these Democrats are so scared that all these legal immigrants are getting deported, like Selena Gomez crying and people being like, oh, they're targeting like Mexican Americans. No, Mexican Americans are Mexican Americans if they're here legally. But if you choose to enter a country illegally, you are a criminal.
Guys, I don't know why the Democrats keep trying to confuse people and tell them that we're going to deport legal immigrants who are here legally. Guys, we can't even do that. That's not legal. We're not going to deport anybody who's here legally. There's a difference between Mexican Americans and people who are crossing the Mexican border illegally. All of them aren't even Mexican. Most of them are from Venezuela, places like China, all over the world. They're bringing fentanyl over here too. A lot of it is the cartels, but they're smuggling people from all type of minorities or whatever they're called into here. Some of them probably aren't even minorities, guys, just to be honest with you. But anyway, let's take a look at what Senator Kennedy has said. These are just some of his most vicious moments. I thought they were funny and a good way to close out the show. Anyway, let's get into this, guys. Hope you enjoy it.
Avocado toast eating. Life is hard, but it's harder when you're stupid. Can I take cocaine with my spouse?
No, sir. No, sir.
I did not call Senator Sanders an ignorant slut. I'm not talking about buying it, but let's suppose I came in one day and the cocaine was there. People who are bilingual, They speak English and stupid. I don't know why we have to give money to countries that hate us. They should be able to hate us for free. Looks like we're giving Lindsay Lohan the keys to the minibar. President Biden is sort of like Kevin Bacon at the end of Animal House, the cantina bar scene out of Star Wars. They wanted it like Ben wants J-Lo. Frankly, I can't, because I can't get my head that far up my rear end. To stick it up their fact checker. They can kiss my ass. Somebody at the White House has been smoking the devil's lettuce, okay? We cannot run the greatest economy by putting fairy dust and unicorn urine in our cars. Urinate to get off the pot. My car doesn't run off fairy dust. My car doesn't run off unicorn urine. Or next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead, call a criminal, call a meth head. It must suck to be that dumb. I don't mean disrespect, but the mayor needs to take her meds. Christmas ornaments, drywall, and Jerry Epstein. Name 3 things that don't hang themselves. Goat's milk latte.
I think he meant Jeffrey Epstein and just misspoke, but those are hilarious truths. Our government needs to wake up to this stuff. Our cars don't run off of, what did he say, unicorn urine? He's right about that. They run off of fuel. They run off of good American gas. And we need to start being more independent with our oil here in the United States. Start making sure we don't have to pay OPEC for stuff we have right under our feet. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you guys agree. This has been a crazy start to Donald Trump's presidency already. Joe Biden literally is making the sky fall down on top of us, guys. And there's still liberals out here trying to make excuses for him, even though all this stuff is happening. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. This was the Mansplaining Mike Show, where wokeness comes to die. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with some sissy liberal who cry about whatever I said that'll upset them for the next, who knows how long, 60 years or something like that. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.